Okay, so in this information age, where we are overwhelmed with messages, media, and data, ProQuest aims to help researchers to cut through the noises, to become more targeted, and be more informed and adapt to the changes in the research landscape. So therefore, we have the ProQuest Dissertation and Theses Global, where this is in this platform you will be able to find the new researchers. The new researchers always surfaces. So in this platform you are able to find the new researchers. So this is an alternative reference points for you to stay abreast of the current studies in real time, instead of you wait for a research to turn into even a scholarly journals or scholarly books. Yeah, so it's always advisable for you to start reviewing dissertation before you begin your research or your writing. Either you write your assignments, you write your project papers, your undergraduate project papers, your undergraduate research, it can be thesis, or it can be dissertation, or even postgraduate dissertation and thesis. Yeah, so it can be any of those. So before you begin, always is good to expose yourself to discover some content in the ProQuest Dissertation and Theses Global. Okay, so with that, let's move on. So along with that, I just want to give you a very brief introduction with myself. My name is Kurinji Malar, and I'm the training and consulting partner with ProQuest. I've been with ProQuest about almost 2 years. Prior joining ProQuest, I've been always in the information service industry, working very closely with some of the corporate sectors, work very closely with the legal industry as well as academic institution. Yeah? So the next thing is, when we learn something, we must always have some objective. Therefore, we also have objective in this session. So our objective today is to understand the content coverage. So you need to know what is ProQuest Dissertation and Thesis, and how this ProQuest Dissertation and Thesis is going to support you through your research journey or your academic journey. Yeah, throughout. How are you going to use this content to support you? So that's the first thing you need to understand, to have this as an objective for today. Number two is, we have a lots of information. Sometimes finding the right information can be a little difficult. Yeah, it may not be so straightforward. So in this session, we will also look at how you can find the right information through the ProQuest Dissertation and Thesis Global. So like I said, actually ProQuest Dissertation and Thesis, or I will call this as PQDT in short. Yeah, so I might use ProQuest Dissertation and Thesis, or I will use PQDT, but I'm referring to the same product. Yeah. So we need to understand how the content that I find from this platform, how am I going to maximize it to support my research? What is the value of dissertation and thesis in my, in supporting my research? So we're going to understand that. And finally, when you found information, before you start writing, it's always important to make sure that we evaluate it, we curate it, organize it, and also once you have organized it, when you start writing, you also want to keep yourself updated on the progresses on the same in the same domain of your research. Yeah, so that means you can use some of the tools from this platform to support that. So let's move on that. Okay, so that will be our main objective for today. Okay, now use of ProQuest Dissertation and Thesis in content in teaching as well as research. Yeah? The next 2 slides basically to show you, yes, now currently the research as well as teaching, they use multi-variety of content. Yeah, so along with the other content such as scholarly journals, print books, electronic books, conference papers, and etc., dissertation and thesis are also highly used in research, and also the same for the teaching. Yeah, so you can see along with the other content, dissertation and thesis is used in teaching as well. So that's the only thing that you need to take note of this slide. The next thing is, of course, why is it important to have multi-variety of content access for students? It's actually an essential to student success. The reason is that having access to multi-formatted content or wide variety of content, it will help you to understand any concepts that you're studying more holistically. So by having a lots of different type of content, you are also able to express your multiple viewpoints when you are conducting a thorough literature review. So of course, with all that, you will be able to achieve a better grade in your course. So we know that academic research is changing. I think we have been seeing this slide everywhere. Yeah? Even in your library portal, is academic research is changing. It's no longer the same, looking depending on one type of content, but you need to access to multiple type of content or multi-formatted content to support your research. Okay, now coming back to dissertation and thesis. So from my question earlier, I've got just a quick check before I move on. Can you hear me clearly? Can you just say yes in the chat box? Can every one of you can hear me clearly? All right, thank you. Because I do receive some comments saying they can't hear me. No worries. Okay, now all good. Okay, so remember we need to understand what is ProQuest Dissertation and Theses Global, number one. Yeah, so it is a database. It contains collections of graduate works, actual graduate work across the world. So when I say graduate works, it's all contains of master thesis as well as the postdoctoral dissertation. So you have both master thesis and PhD dissertations in this platform that you can access it. So how many content do you have? How many articles or how many dissertation and theses do you have? You have about 5 million records. Yeah? 5 million records is available in this platform, where nearly about 3 million in full text. So this 5 million is combination of full text as well as abstract, and you have 3 million in full text. And this platform is designated as the official repository of United States Library of Congress. And how many countries have represented their content? Who had contributed? Which university, graduate from which university has contributed this content? So it's from over 60 plus countries, and about more than 4,000 universities have contributed their content in this platform. And of course, every year, this content, about 200,000 content is being added in this platform. So what it means to you is this content or this information that you find in this platform evolves every year. So that means you will have new updates. As you move on in your research, you will able to look at new updates that might be relevant to your research topic. Okay, this is basically to show that the participation of the top 200 world university ranking universities are participating in this content contribution or partnering with ProQuest Dissertation and Thesis, and you are able to access dissertation or thesis from some of these top ranking universities as well. Okay. Now, content coverage. So you might come from a different background. So for a very quick glance, even this is only for the Q2 of 2021, we have added content covering from engineering, health and medical, social sciences, education, interdisciplinary business. You can see there's a multidisciplinary content is being added to this platform. So you can actually have a quick check and see, okay, if you have a question, do I have content relevant to business? Yes, the answer you can see on my right here, that it covers on business, ethnic and gender studies, architecture, education, history, fine and performing arts, social sciences. I may not be reading everything that's written here, but you can have a quick glance that it is also inclusive of health and medical, environmental science, and etc. So this is a multidisciplinary database. That means you will be able to find some information when you come to this platform. Okay. This is just to talk about the granular topics along with the main subject we saw earlier. These are some granular topic that you'll be able to find in this platform as well. Okay. Now, where is this content come from? So we talked about this is represented by almost 60 countries, more than 60 countries. So it is, of course, mainly the most of the dissertation and theses are from United States, yeah, from USA. Along with UK, as well as in Asia, you have Republic China, India, and Hong Kong, yeah, from those main countries, and Europe as well as now currently it is expanding in Southeast Asia. So in Malaysia, we have a few of universities as represented in contributing content here, and it's growing in the Philippines as well as in Thailand. And in Singapore, we do have the main three, the top three universities are also part of the contributors in these collections as well. Okay. Okay, now let's look at why is it important for you. Yeah, why you are here, why do you have to learn about this platform, why is it important to you? So you can be students from, you know, undergraduate students, you could be first year, second year, third year, or your final year. Yes, it's okay, fine, but you need to know about this content. And of course, for postgraduates, you're doing masters, or if you're doing your doctoral studies, it's also very, very important to know about this platform as well. Yeah, and the best part, if you're undergraduates, and if you can learn it from now, it's much more easier to complete your project papers or your dissertation, your undergraduate thesis or something like that. Okay. So in this platform, you have, if you see, it's always for us is one of the question we asked students. Yeah, some of the one of the survey is what's the most challenges part in their during their academic journey. So the question they answered is to complete their dissertation and thesis. That's one of their main challenge they face during this journey, academic journey. So why? Is because they are not exposed. So suddenly when you are thrown in to do a research, or you are given a research topic, you are not able to to do it in a very short period of time. Probably even in 6 months, even in 1 year, you're not able to do, because you're not exposed to a lot of things prior to that. So now with having this access, so all that we look for is, can I have some example? This is my research subject. I'm not sure which topic that I want to start with. I know basically the broad topic I want to go with, but I do not know to zoom in to which topic that I want to do, you know. So this might be a question, or once even you already decided on the topic, you have your research questions, you already have all those information, but you want to see examples, yeah, some examples of research that is done by actual graduate works. You want to see the examples. So that's what you can find in this platform. You can find in-depth scholarly examples. It's a master's and dissertations, postgraduate dissertations. Yeah. So you will be able to see the actual dissertation. You can see the outline, what content has been included, all those information, the abstract, why is this study done, what's the rationale behind the studies. All this information you can find in this platform. And the best part is it provides research topic guides. Like if you haven't decided, if you know a broad topic that I want to start research on, technological related to education, then you just go in and search for education technological, then you will find research topics that relevant to that has been done by others. So now the question is, yes, it's done by others. What is that for me? So, but you have an example. If you have a similar research topic, you have an example, then you will know, okay, this research has been done. So what can I do next? So in every of their research, you always see there's always a recommendation. There's always a limitation in their current research. Okay, so with the limitation, what should be done for the future research? There will be some recommendation for the future research. So that's where you will focus on and say, okay, looks like this research has been done, but there is some limitations, some gap in this research. I will now use this gap and start my research as my new research, yeah, new findings. So this is where you will find all those information in this platform. So that's kind of a sample of your scholarly examples. So the other thing is this platform, it's the content, the manuscript is given through this platform, and our editorial, the ProQuest editorial team, what they do is they review it, enhance it with the robust indexing system. So when you come to this platform, it's easy to find the information, whether if you know the title of it, if you know the if you even use keywords or if you have a broad subject, you're able to find the information here. So this will provide you in-depth research that is not published anywhere else. Yeah? Okay, I'm going to go into the search techniques. So remember that when you come to doing academic research, academic writing, it's no longer that you can search it in, you can use the open web search, open web information to support your research. You need to find authoritative information in order to support your research, whether you are doing your graduate, your undergraduate thesis, your undergraduate project works, or your postgraduate thesis or dissertation. Yeah, so you need to have some authoritative information from the databases, subscribed databases by your library, or even from scholarly journals. The Google Scholars, you'll be able to find information as well. But this cannot be something that some information that you find in the Wikipedia, or some information where you are not able to assess the credibility of this content. So therefore, it's always good to go to your library portal. Always go to your library portal and use your library catalog, use your discovery layers, find those information. Then if you already being, so you also can talk to your library team and say, okay, this is my broad research topic. Which database should I use? Which content should move forward, and so on. You can even discuss to the library team. So if they have recommended to you to a specific platform, for example, if they say, okay, if you want to find if you want to see some examples of your dissertation, go to ProQuest Dissertation Theses. So when they recommend you to go to these databases, then you will need to know how do you find information from this database, yeah? Because each databases might react differently. Remember, it will not be like your Google, where you put in your question, you put in your phrase, you put in your key terms, you put anything that you probably will find of some articles. We do not know about the credibility of that articles, but we know there's some kind of response, some kind of results. Yeah, but for the dissertation and thesis, for the databases, you need to understand how the databases responses, because this is full of the academic indexed information, very structured data, very structured information. So you will need to use some techniques, like for example, I'm sure you heard about this, Boolean operators, phrase searching, narrow filters, word variance default, lookup list, limiting limiting to search fields, truncation, proximity operators, and all. These are some of the search tips or search techniques you need to understand. Yeah? So of course, it's available in the ProQuest LibGuides platform. Later on, you can explore it. But not to worry, I'm also going to share with you the e-tutorial, the videos. Yeah, so for you to familiarize with this efficient searching or efficient discovery of this content. Okay, I won't be going through these slides in details, because in this slide is where we talk about how ProQuest database will react to it. So if I put in 2 or more key terms, if I identify a key terms, I want to search about this particular key terms, ProQuest platform automatically relates the terms with n in between. Yeah, so if you put artificial intelligence, it relates n in between. So if you have 3 terms, then there'll be artificial intelligence and machine learning. So and machine and learning. So it will be related to the terms, and make sure that if you have the 2 terms appears, then it will give you the results. Yeah. So if you want it as a phrase, make sure you put in quotation marks. So this is standard. Most databases will apply this technique. So take note of that. And the most important part of ProQuest is it automatically recognizes singular and plural nouns, comparative and superlative adjectives, the spelling variances between the US as well as British. Yeah, so it automatically recognizes. You don't have to worry about it. So I won't go in detail about this this proximity, the Boolean operators. These are all Boolean operators, and this is proximity operators, because you have it explained in this e-tutorial videos. Yeah, so now I'm going to share the access to the e-tutorials. So just check on the just keep an eye on your chat box. Okay, so there are three e-tutorials, three types of three e-video tutorials that I've shared here. So one is the basic search, the other one is the advanced search, and the other one is the search strategies and tips. So for ProQuest dissertation and thesis, these three will be very applicable. Yeah. So these videos, it takes about 2 to 3 minutes of your time, and for you to understand how to use the basic search, the advanced searches, and the search strategies. So have you got the link? Have you all managed to get the link? Did you receive the link? Are you able to click on it? Okay, so now you don't have to click on it. Don't go into it yet, because you can view it later at any time. Yeah, you can view it later. You can learn about it later. So it is an e-learning tutorial, so it can be easily used to understand some of this information about the basic search, advanced search, as well as some of the search strategies and the tips. Okay, so in your research processes, when you are doing your research, whether or not you are doing your assignments, or even if it's good to start when even doing your assignments, go and have a quick look at it, just to understand how these contents are structured, how is the outline of this information, or even if you're doing your undergraduate project papers, theses, and so on. So it's always good to have to find the literatures in a broad subject area. So when I talk about literature, so we are talking about content type. It can be the books, it can be the scholarly journals, it can be the dissertation and theses, it can be the conference papers, working papers, video content, any literatures that you can find from this platform, and you can use those information to turn it into a research problem. And we will also see how you can use this content in here by examining, or even if you want to evaluate this content findings, so that this is what we call it a review of a literature review. So when we go in, zoom in to see what has the existing research has been said, and then we will apply it in our literature review. Okay. So how you use the dissertation and thesis platform, because what is the content? The content is all the dissertation and thesis done by universities, almost over 60 over 4,000 universities, yeah, who have contributed. So let's say in a very broad concept, if your research is relevant to educational technology, it can be anything, because remember we saw the subject coverage. Yeah, it actually covers from business to engineering to health and medical to psychology to any subject, education, arts and humanities, and etc. So it covers wide variety of subject. So let's say our main subject that you have, probably you will have an idea, you want to do your research on research related to educational technology. So now we know there is a lots of transformation happening in the learning, yeah, in the education industry. A lot of things are happening. So you want to relate the education and the technology, how the use of technology that embraces the education and things like that. Maybe that's something back in your mind. So you use the subject as educational technology and do a very broad search, and you know that there are so many dissertation and thesis done that's been tagged under the educational technology, that the theses are from, or the dissertation and thesis from 1922 to current. Of course, we want to see the current trend. You can even change this and see, okay, I want to limit it to the current, to see the current trends and etc. So in this platform, you can do so, just to look at, give you a broad overview of the subjects that are relevant to this particular, the content that's relevant to this particular subject. Okay, so from there, if you are new if you are not familiar with educational technology jargons, educational technology search terms, so if you want to build in your search term or the subject, this is where you will expose. So you know that from this main subject that you can also look at some of the sub-subjects, yeah, exploring the sub-subject. Besides that, you want to see the terms that relevant to from the sub-subject, you can look at the index terms that you want to explore. So in the educational technology, sometimes are you looking at distance education? These are research has been done by others. So basically we look at some of these examples to build our key terms, yeah, to build in our own key terms. Okay, now when you have already decided on topic, this is more like, it's not a subject, it's more like I've already got my topic that I want to learn. I want to do zoom into anything that relevant to machine learning. Yeah. So for instance, if you want to do so, so here is show me all the dissertation and thesis where there is a discussion about machine learning at the title and abstract. So you will find all this information. Of course, your index term here also will tell you whether you are focusing just purely on machine learning, or do you want to also explore on deep learning, security, data privacy, whatsoever. You will always look at this as an additional information to tell you that, oh, in this research there's a such I mean in this subject there's a such research exists. Yeah, so it's for you to know. Okay, now remember we talked about sometimes we also want to know how some of these top universities, yeah, this is one of the Ivy League university, the Cornell University, that what's their findings on their research that relevant to microbiology. So you can also focus on the specific university and look at their microbiology related research, what they have done, what's their findings like, what kind of topics they're embarking on their research. All those information can be found here as well. Okay. So now once you have got your information, we will go into the details of searching later. But I just want to show you, you can zoom into the table of content, zoom into the abstracts, as well as, the part where I talk about the limitations and the recommendation, what is the current implication for the findings. The conclusion is, yes, this research has contributed so much. However, there are some limitations. Therefore, I recommend the future research should be something like this. So that's why you want to focus that you want to take kind of similar topic, but you want to focus on the future research recommendations. Okay? So you build your research based on this to the next level. Okay, diving deeper, we will also see this later because there's always a constant, kind of remarks from users or researchers that I don't find the relevant information. It's not easy to find that such kind of research that relevant to my topic. So it's very easy. What you can do is you find one or two. It's okay, fine. Just find the main research that's really, really relevant to your research. From there, look up for the references. Yeah, well, there's always a references tag there. So look up for the references and you expand your source from there. So you go in and explore the sources from there, expand it from there. Then you will get an idea of the topic a lot more, more holistically, because this was built in using these references. Then you want to look at the original references and explore it from there. Okay. So apart from that, when you are writing, you are always recommended to do a critical, analyzing it critically, right? Analyzing it more thoroughly, critically from multiple point of view and etc. So when you write your dissertation and thesis, when you write your own assignments or when you write your own research papers, you will also need to look up for information such as cited by. If you can see that this document is cited by many others, so you want to see why do they cite this in this particular article. So are they citing, agreeing with whatever that you are writing in your research, or is there something conflicting? contradicting with you, or they are debating about the topic that you are working on. So you will have a lot more broad ideas about that. So always good to look up for the cited by. Yeah. So cited by means they have subsequently, the articles has been subsequently cited. Reference is what they have used in their research. This research, they build the research based on the references used in this this research or this findings. Okay. Then the next one on your right, you will see some kind of relevant items or related items or suggested items on your right. If you see that, then you will probably have to go and look at it. Maybe the top 3 probably is relevant to you. Also look up. So this way you will expand your research accordingly. Okay. So now we will go into the demo site. Okay. So before I go to the demo, do you have any questions so far? Is it clear? Is it all good? Or if you have question, you can ask the question now. No question. So we will move on. Okay. Next question do you know where to go to find these databases? I mean, this particular database, ProQuest Dissertation and Theses. You can say yes or no. Okay. Everyone else, you know how to do it. You know where to go. Okay. So very importantly, you must know where to go and find for the resources. Yeah. So remember, I told you, when you have a topic, when you have not decided on a topic, or you have decided on a topic, always go to your library portal, look up, do a quick search on your library resources. Yeah, from the home page. Let's go in here. Okay, this is your library. So make sure that you do a search to find the relevant databases, the relevant information that you can find in this collection. So your library collection comprises the information either from the print format, the digital format, the e-resources, and etc. So once you've found some information that you know, okay, you have enough information to start your research journey. So once you have a little bit more identified on your research topic, what you want to do, you can also talk to your library team. Then of course you can go into your e-resources to go for your online databases. So in this e-resources, online databases, as you scroll down, yeah, online database, you can see ProQuest Dissertation and Theses Global here. So it's either you read more, or you can even straight away go into this site. Yeah, just click on visit this site. You will be able to come to this platform. Hold on. Hold on a second. Okay, so if you have, once you have entered your credentials, yeah, your student ID, whatever credentials given to you to access the resources, make sure you enter your credential. Then you should be able to see these databases. I mean, you should be able to see this landing page. Are you able to see the landing page? Have you all accessed it? Are you able to access to the site? Are you able to access? Okay, you can explore it later, but make sure you have access. Yeah, if you don't have access, if you do not have your credentials, or if you for some reason it doesn't work, you just go back to your library team and say, okay, this is my issues, get me resolved, because it's very important. So if you do not have access to this content that you have in your library portal, such as the ProQuest Dissertation and Theses, you will not be able to, to look up for some very important content to support your research. So make sure that you have access. First thing that you get that sorted. Once you have get that sorted, it's easy. Once you are here, it's much easy that you have your video tutorial. Just now I shared with you the easy video tutorial, how to find information from this platform. So from here, you can see that you have basic search, advanced search as well. So if I go to the change database, you see I have content such as ProQuest Dissertation and Theses Global, and of course the ebook central. We will cover that next week. Next week, in the next week on the 15th, we have another session. We will cover that. So today we just focus on dissertation and thesis. So just go back to basic search. Okay. So right now, what has been ticked here in your institution is to show you all the full text only. So if you want to explore not just full text, you want to see the abstract, you uncheck it. Yeah. So basic search is when you have information in your hand, like you just want to know, okay, I want to embark my research on this particular topic. Do I have enough materials? So just take an example. Take an example on this social emotional learning. Yeah. Let's say this is what you want to look at, social emotional learning. So remember that this platform, how it reacts is, it will read this as social and emotional and learning. So is that you want, or do you want this as a phrase? If you want it as a phrase, you put in a quotation mark, that's it, and see, okay, do I have enough, do I have the research that's relevant research or dissertation and thesis done on this particular topic, this particular topic. So you can see that quite a huge number of results that you will get, but bear in mind, this will be going through everything, not only the title. It will go through the abstract, it will go through the body of the full text, and it goes through every part of the content and find for you information. But if you want to be more specific, then you go into the advanced search form. Okay, so you say, okay, I still want to search for this, but what I want to search is, I want to be more specific, whether I want to look up for social emotional learning to be appear at the title, or it has to be discussed in the abstract. Okay, so you do that. So now you are being more specific using the advanced research tools. You are being more you are being more careful. You want to receive results, more targeted results, more refined results. So you can see that you have 685 results as compared to before, right? It is almost like 1/8 or 1/7 of your result set. So it's a lot more easier for you to refine it from here. You know, this is all about social learning, social emotional learning, and it's definitely about that, because the title talks about it. Okay, so what we did so far is basically we said earlier, we know that we have a lot of information about social emotional learning, but the next one we go in and say, okay, give me all the real relevant information that I want from this platform. Okay, so that's just a search example. So what we did here is we went into the advanced search form. Okay, advanced search form, you will learn it in your e-tutorial. So it is actually embedded with the search fields that is relevant to your dissertation and thesis. So if you want to find information, if you're given a reference, let's say you are given a references, so your lecturer has said, okay, I want you all to go and look up for this dissertation and thesis for the next week's discussion, for example. Yeah. So let's say the discussion is on, okay, the discussion on the leadership related topic, somehow related to business or HR related, but they want to discuss about this topic. So this is what your lecturer has given. This is the topic, this is the title. So you know this is a title, you're given a like kind of citation. So you come here, put in the title, and search for it. So you definitely will find, if you have, you know, this has no errors and so on, you will definitely find the specific dissertation. Yeah, this is a specific dissertation. And you can see this is the 2017 dissertation from North Central University. and it's got 132 references. Subsequently, after the 2017, it is also cited by other content. Yeah, and this is one of the top award-winning dissertation and thesis. Okay, so you need to know about that. So this is award-winning. So how do you know this is an award-winning thesis? Okay, let me share with you that screen. Hold on. Okay, I will share you the site here. You can also access it through the open web. So this site, you will see these are top dissertation. Okay, what is top dissertation? Basically, it's highly accessed, the most accessed by researchers. Why is these topics are highly accessed by the topic? So you can see relationship between the transactional leadership styles and transformation. So we can use this as a reading material. Why is this being highly accessed? That means the topic is popular, or for some reason this is the current trend or something like that. So they have access to this, and you are just copy that into your dissertation and thesis. You're able to find that information here. So that is because you are given a title, so it's easy to find. So not all the time you will get references from your lecturers or your advisors and so on. So it's always good for you to find for the right information. So finding information here is much easier. So remember, we looked at it earlier. We looked at searching for social emotional learning that come from the title as well as abstract. But remember, we said we probably don't have an idea. We do not have an idea. Can I explore this content from here to get some suggestions? Yes, you can use this platform to get some ideas also. Okay, hold on. Let me look up for some topic that I want to share with you. Okay, I will just go back to our examples on education technology. Yeah? Educational technology. Okay, so if you are not sure whether it's education technology or educational technology, so if you would have looked at some of these videos, you have this asterisk. Yeah, so use the asterisk as a root expander. So you can say it can be education technology, it can be educational technology, because you're not sure. So use that asterisk as one of the search tips that you want to use. Okay, now here you just want to see, is there any relevant research that relevant to educational technology? So use all subjects indexing. Okay, all subjects indexing. So in all subject indexing, you can see that you have quite huge number of results here, and these are all full text. Yeah, because I did not, if I uncheck, even you get more than that. Yeah, so but if you put in full text, you will only find the full text here. Okay, it's okay. So but what you want to know is, yeah, to just make sure why is it tagged under educational technology. So as you scroll down, you go to the subject. Okay, So you can see this is educational technology, higher education. So you know that the broad subject, sub-subject under the educational technology can be relevant to teacher education, curriculum, or even to secondary education, school administration, distance learning, vocational learning, anything that you can say a little bit more, you can explore a little bit more from here. Okay. Now, the other one that I recommended you to look at is the index term. So the index term is more granular. So within the subject, do you focus on distance education, technology integration? Most likely this is what you want to look up for. Or educational technology specifically, or instructional technology, anything that you want to explore. There's quite a huge number of results here. On top of that, you can also see which university is the popular in writing or finding this information, doing the research that relevant to educational research. Yeah, so you can go to these universities like Capella universities, Walden universities, North Central University. So you can pick a few universities, the top 200 ranking universities. One of them, if it's part of it, then you can look up for those information from there. Okay. Now, you also have other fields that you already explored later. Okay, we have done this earlier. So other than that, you also have the lookup indexes. This is called lookup indexes. So if you would just say, okay, I'm interested in looking up at specific universities, like for example, you want to see Cambridge universities research. Yeah, just put in Cambridge. Okay. So there is actually other Cambridge as well, but what you want to look up for is the University of Cambridge, UK. So you just select that. There's others. If you want to select, you can. So, but now leave it as University of Cambridge. Then you do your search on University of Cambridge. And now you can focus, okay, so University of Cambridge, what would be the search or the subjects they are researching on. So you can go in and look up for the subjects. Either you go by index term, or you can go by the sub-subjects and etc. So if you want to see is there any relevant computer science related topic, material science related topic, mechanical engineering topic, so you can explore it here. Okay? So many ways you can use this content. Okay, now once you have got this content, okay, what you need to do is to go in here. I'm going to clear it. Yeah, clear it. You can go by subjects, look up subjects as well. Look at what you have done in the past. So these are the research that you have done in the past. In this research, if I don't save it, this will disappear. Remember this, if you do not save this, it will disappear. So how do I save it? So it's two ways you can save it. Either you save it from here, from the actions, you save your searches, or you can create RSS feed or the create alert from here. Okay, but if you don't want, if you said, okay, I don't want to wait until here, while I'm doing this search, for example, okay, while I'm doing this search, I want to save my searches. So you can save it from here, you can create alert from here, you can create RSS feed here. You can even get the link. So you can even share this link to your students or to your team members. If you're lecturers, you want to share it in the learning management system, you can do so. Okay, so it's easy to find these collections of information. You can also refine and say, okay, I don't want to look at what is discussed in the past. It may not be relevant. Most likely I want to keep it to last 5 years of research. So you can confine it and say, okay, this is what I want to save, just save it here. Okay, now once you have gone into this, remember to look up for the references. If you find something very similar to you, look up for the references. So in the references, you can expand your search, your research. Yeah, basically expand and looking at what is said in this article, what is said in this article, and compile it and put it into a matrix and so on. So this is one way. Another one I talked about is the citation. Remember, if they have cited it, that means that is actually an influential material. So if you see anywhere is cited, you want to see why is that cited. Sometimes you will see some might not be cited, probably still new, not cited yet. or maybe not so popular, so it's not cited. So if you come across any cited information, okay, like this one is cited by two others. So if you click on these two, so these are the other two subsequent dissertation, yeah, 2016 and 2015, they have cited this. So you want to see why, what actually have they said, use this as cited in their research. Yeah? So you can explore this dissertation as well. Okay, so that is on your right is the suggested sources. So this is again talking about technology integration. This is about entering information technology industry, all that relevant topic that you can explore. So once you have got that, then of course you can easily save them into your local drive by downloading it. You can cite it from here directly, the citations that you want from the different citation style, and then you can also save to the folders. So to save to the folder, because you are creating a folder separately, so you need to have your own folder. So you need to have your login to create a separate folder. You need to have your login. Yeah, we will talk about that shortly. On top of that, you can save to your cloud saving, into your Google Drive. It's easy to manage if you want to. Or for those who are doing your postgraduate research or even your final year undergraduate project paper, is advisable to use citation management system. So whether you use RefWorks, or if you use EndNote, or even if you use Citable, Mendeley, or even Zotero, whatever, use the RISPA to import, or even if you have Noodle Tools or EasyBib, you can use that to import that information. Okay. Now here, the folder, how do I manage it? So I found some information. I want to put it into my folder. So you need to sign in. When you want to sign in, you need to have your login IDs. So how do I get my login IDs? You need to create an account. Yeah, you need to create an account. So you enter your email address, password, confirm it, acknowledge all this, accept it, create an account. You can use the folder immediately. You don't have to wait for somebody to approve. You can use the platform immediately. Okay, now I want to show it from my access, because you know that I can't access to your platform. Hold on. Okay. Okay, this is my dissertation thesis. So here, so I just log in, sign in. Once you have signed in your with your access. Okay, seems to require the password here. Hold on. Just a minute. Just 1 minute, yeah. Okay, let me see if I can show it here. Okay, it's okay, it's not there, don't not to worry about it. But all that you do is, hold on, let me show you from your access. Okay, coming back to this. So once you have successfully logged in here, yeah, so one is you have sign in here, you are able to save the documents. You can save your documents, you can save your searches, you can create alert from there, you can also create RSS feed. So remember, creating alert is important if you want to stay updated with your researchers, if you want to see if there's any new findings in that research. Of course, you will want to you want to subsequently you want to add it into your research papers, yeah, so you can use this as your examples. So sign in, you can save your documents, save your searches, and create an alert. Three things that you can do here. Okay, now before I go a little bit more in details, I just want to also share with you there is actually a site where you can go in and learn about how to embark on your research. So there's actually a e-learning modules to support your research papers. How do I start with my dissertation and thesis? How do I find the information? So I already covered some information. Module 2 I have covered it. So you want to talk about the productive writing and so on, you can watch this video. And how to get there, I'm going to share you the link here as well. Hold on, let me share the link. Okay, so go to this site here. This is open web. Yeah, it's an open web. You can click on it. And you are able to access to the site here. Let me take you through that. Okay, so here, so you have your what is dissertation and thesis. This is a video tutorial. This is also, getting started with your tutorial, how to decide on your topic, where to explore, go into the dissertation and thesis, how do you explore it, reviewing the content and so on, and how to find for the right information using some of the techniques, the search techniques. Then when you want to start writing, so if you want to do a productive writing plan, so this is about the writing plan, what you need to do, you start with the zero draft and things like that. So this is all about, it's an e-learning companion. It's available in open web. You just go to the site, you can watch these videos. And if you want to go learn about some of the learning aid, you can go in here as well. On top of that, if you want to look up for the top most used access dissertation award winners and so on. So you can explore these examples to see why is that highly accessed, why is this dissertation won the award, top award and so on. So with that, I have covered all the important points you need to know about ProQuest Dissertation and Thesis platform. So we already overshoot about 7 minutes, it's okay. Do you have any questions so far? Is that all clear? Do you have any question? If you do not have any question, I will end the session for now, but I just wait for a few minutes to see if you have any question. Okay, your attendance list, I will pass it to your library team. So if you need to have your points, collection of your attendance points, they will manage it. I will pass it to the library team. If you have attended, you will have the list recorded automatically. So I will send it to the library. And here I have shared the post-webinar survey link. Please feel free to fill it in. And along with that, if you have any question, please feel free to ask me through the chat box. Okay, if you don't have any question, I will end our session for now. And thank you for joining and have a great day ahead. Yeah.